Hello, and welcome back to Coding Bootcamp's Introduction to the Python Programming Language. Last session we talked about expressions, and we talked about flow control structures, and this time we're talking about expressions. So let's get to the overview. The objectives of this session are talking about unary and binary arithmetic operations, comparison and Boolean operations, conditional expressions, as well as lambda expressions, and the order of operations and operator evaluation, talking about expression lists, and finally assignment operations. Now these things we've all used before, but now we're going to get deeper into the discussion. So we've seen expressions, and pretty much everything we've done so far has been an expression. And it's the fundamental building block of language like Python, higher order languages. Most statements that you write will contain expressions. A simple example of an expression is 2 plus 3, for example. An expression can be broken down into operators and operands. Operators are functionally that which do something that can be represented by symbols such as plus or by special keywords. Operators require some data to operate on, and as such, their data is called operands. In this case, 2 and 3 are the operands, and plus is the operator. Assume that we have two variables in Python, a with the value of 4 and b with the value of 2. So here let's talk about the basic arithmetic operations that can be performed on these variables. Addition adds the values, subtraction subtracts, multiplication, division, modulus, and exponentiation. Same as mathematics. Unary operators in Python are just one operand and return a result. So the plus and minus binary operators can also be used as unary operators when the operation is performed on just one operand. So if we have a equals 3, then we have, instead of 2 plus a, there's nothing here. So this plus is a unary operator, as this is also a unary operator. A Boolean expression evaluates to one of two states, true or false. Python provides a Boolean type that can be used either to set to true or to false. Many functions and operations have Boolean objects. The not operator can be used to invert the Boolean type. In other words, convert it from true to false or vice versa, for example. Every object can evaluate to a Boolean value. The following evaluate to false. The false object. Let's take a look at these as we do them, can we? False evaluates, so we can say bool false evaluates to false. Bool of none evaluates to false. Bool of 0 is false, 0.0. Empty collections, like empty string, also false. Empty list, false. Empty set, false. Also objects that have a non-zero or len special dunder methods also evaluate to false. Special cases in classes you can specifically evaluate to false, and pretty much everything else evaluates to true. So 1. So let's try the Boolean of 1. That value is true. Boolean of, let's say the Boolean of list, that will be false. That's the same thing as list. But if we have something in the list, that value is true. Let's say a set, or a tuple actually. We can have a none. Well, let's say a string with a value. That evaluates to true. These operators below compare to the values on either side and return either true or false. Equal comparative, not equal comparative, greater than, less than, or equal to, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So what's the Boolean of 1 equals 1? 1 equals 2? 1 is not equal to 2. Well, that's true. 1 is greater than 2? No. But is it less than 2? Yes. Less than or equal to 2? Well, still yes. And greater than or equal to 2? No. No. Is 2 greater than or equal to 2? Well, that is true. Conditional expressions in Python are used to perform different actions depending on whether a condition values are true or false. We've seen this. If condition 1, statement, block 1. Elif condition 2, block 2. Else, the third block. Remember, we've seen that from the last session. Lambda expressions, the bane of Guido and other lambda haters. Either you love them or you hate them. You don't need to have lambdas in your function. And Guido van Rossum, the benevolent dictator for life, the creator of Python, hates lambda expressions. Lambda functions. The lambda function is a way to create a small anonymous function, in other words, a function without a name. These functions are throwaway functions that are only needed where they are defined. The general syntax is lambda, the keyword lambda, followed by an argument list, a colon, and an expression. So let's take a look. This lambda function is the sum. It's basically a sum. So you could pass it anything you want. Let's try this out and see how it works in our terminal. So it does add those two together. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 1 plus negative 1.5, negative 0.5. So we could also set the variable f equal to our lambda, and then we could call f with 1 and 1, and we get our 2. 1 and 2, we get our 3. 1 and 22, we get a 23. So remember, the lambda is just lambda functions are just another way to define a function, a simple way. You could also say define f this way. It takes a and b, and you return. Well, let's keep it consistent. That's not very pretty, what I just did. So let's say I wanted to use the same parameters, so x and y. So we can say return x plus y. So f is a function. Now we can call f with 1 and 2. Same thing. We could actually call this sum. Sum equals f. So now we can, it might be a better name to use sum. The sum of 1 plus 1 is 2. Now, the order of operations is important, just like in mathematics. As a matter of fact, Python uses the same rules as mathematics. Parentheses have the highest precedence, exponentiation, 2 multiple signs, and then multiplication and division, and finally addition and subtraction. So in algebra we say it's left associative because in this expression, 6 minus 3 plus 2, the answer is 5, not 1, because 6 minus 3 plus 2 is not the same as 6 minus 3 plus 2. The assignment of operators are used in Python to assign values to variables. Let's look at a equals 5. It's a simple assignment operation that assigns the value 5 on the right to the variable a on the left. Here is a list of operators in Python and what the equivalents are. Take a look at those at your leisure. And the assignment is to use them in a program. All right, so that was expressions. Next time we're going to take a look at expression handling, exception handling. Sorry, exceptions are errors. When something bad happens, we want to be able to catch it and know what happened. So join us next time for exception handling. All right, that's it. Thanks.